Harry Aponte is currently a professor at Hahnemann University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where he also serves as the director of the Family Therapy Training Program of Philadelphia. He has been the director of the Philadelphia Child Guidance Clinic, and in that setting, he was associated with Salvador Minuchin for a number of years. Harry Aponte is a family therapist with a special interest in the treatment of the poor and many of the problems associated with poverty, including the single-parent family, sexual and physical abuse in families, school failure, and crime. His eco-structural approach combines family therapy with a community perspective. Today's interview is the first family therapy session for the Taylor family. Mother and her son, Earl, had been seen several times previously by a caseworker. The Taylor family is a blended family. Rosalind, the mother, is 32 years old. Carl, the father, is 35. Earl, age 10, is mother's son by a previous marriage. Carl Jr., age 12, also known as Duke, is father's son by his previous marriage. There is a 2-year-old daughter, Teresia, a product of this union, who is not included in today's interview. Carl, the father, is currently serving a sentence at the Municipal Corrections Institution for a series of traffic offenses. He is involved in a work release program and was allowed time away from his job and the institution to participate in today's interview.
Okay, I'm Harry Aponte. Maybe we can reintroduce ourselves, because I think I got your names. I don't have your ages.
Okay, I'm Carl, 35.
35, Carl, all right? And Carl, this is your son, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're Carl Jr.?
And I'm age 12.
You're 12. And what grade are you in?
7th.
Okay, do they call you Junior or Carl?
Carl.
All right, so you have 2 Carls at home. Okay, 35 and 12, all right. And Rosalind, how old are you?
32.
32, okay, and Earl is your son, right? And Earl, you're
10.
10, and what grade?
5th.
5th grade. Now, the 2 of you are married,
Yes, sir.
okay? Have you been married before?
No, sir, this is my first marriage here.
Okay, all right. Now, you have another child, I believe, don't you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is a 4-year-old girl?
2.
2 years old, okay. Now, she's your child
Yes, sir.
of this relationship,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and Carl, this is your only son,
Yeah.
okay, outside of your daughter. Okay. And Rosalind, you've been married before, or
Yes.
not? You have been married before, once?
Yeah.
Okay. And Earl is your son by that marriage?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any contact with your father?
No.
No. How well do you know him?
Real good.
Okay. But you don't see him?
No. Not that much, no.
Okay. And why is that?
I don't know.
Imagine your mother knows.
Well, we don't have any contact. It's, I think that, we just don't see him. We don't talk to him. It's really no need to. I don't think he tries to contact or anything of that nature, so I don't pursue it. And everything that needs to be done is, it's done in our home.
How long ago did you divorce, Rosalind?
1980.
1983. And when did you last see Earl's father?
Shoot. And had a conversation or something like that?
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it?
Yep.
Okay, so it was...
I've seen him maybe in passing, like he's in a car going down, something
Right.
like that, but no contact.
Okay, so it was not an amicable divorce then. It was not a friendly divorce.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Mm-mm. And, there's no need to, I don't think there's no need for that extra communication unless they were wanting to provide financially or something of this nature, but I wouldn't want to impose on my husband and I think it would cause confusion just, for the idea of you wanting to see or something. That's just, it's not necessary.
Does your son feel that way, that he's not interested in seeing his father?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, you can ask.
You're not interested in seeing your father? Talking to him?
Yeah.
You are? Okay.
But I have let him know that if he sees him or something of that nature, it's, to not be ignorant. And, I don't never tell him you can't talk to him and you bet not say, but I think
Right.
that's ignorant too. So I don't do that. It's just that we don't see him.
All right.
I think the last time that he saw him was quite a few years ago, and that was in passing, like we were at a store and he offered him $1.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was I had already prepped him on how to act,
Mm-hmm.
and not to be ignorant or to play him down because he did that. And, to do it in a respectable manner. And
Hey,
that was
Rosalind,
it.
Earl said that he might like to see his father,
Mhm.
have a little bit of a relationship with his father.
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
Well, I can understand that.
Would
I
you want
understand
would you want to facilitate that?
If if I felt that his father was in a decent setting,
Mm-hmm.
where in his own place maybe, and he was working and, trying to be decent and
But
he
he's
was going
not.
to do something. No, I don't think so.
So you don't think he would be a particularly good person for your son to get
No.
involved with right now?
Mm-mm. But I wouldn't stop him from seeing him or, I wouldn't do anything like that. But, and once a child, when they grow up, like their ages, you don't have to tell them, don't talk to him, don't, hate this person,
Mm-hmm.
or don't like them, because they'll draw their own conclusions because they're growing up. You don't have to, lead them. They'll draw their conclusions by the way that person acts,
Okay.
regardless to what everybody else may say.
All right. What I'm thinking of is that this may be an important conversation for you and Earl to have,
Mm-hmm.
because I know if I were in Earl's shoes and I had a mother who sounds as concerned as you do, I would feel like I'd want to be loyal to you.
Mm-hmm.
And if I thought it would make you unhappy to see my father, I don't think I'd want to see him.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'd be the most important person in my life.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think, I know I would want to know what you thought about my seeing my father.
Mm-hmm.
And I would want your advice.
Mm-hmm.
And I would want your help to decide what to do at that age. Kind of put myself in Earl's shoes. Carl, what about your son's mother?
Well, we kind of keep close contact with her.
Mhm.
I don't have no dealings as far as me seeing her personally. The contact is made through my mother because she's not the type of woman that would know how to address my wife, as being his stepmother. So I thought the best way for the communication would be to go through my mother,
Mm-hmm.
and then my mother would notify me, and then we would discuss it as far as him seeing her. He keeps in contact. She calls sometimes, and he talks to her. I never once told him that he could never see her.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of like hate making promises to him that when she called him and say that she'd like to be with him and take him places and buy him things, and then she don't show up, then I have to deal with the repercussions after that.
I hear you.
So
Does that happen, Carl?
Yes.
Yeah. When was the last time you saw your mom?
Is it September?
This is September.
It was almost, it's school to start. It was about August 29th.
I'm sorry, what?
It was about August 29th.
Okay, so it was a few weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Do you like visiting with your mom, or don't you like seeing her?
I like seeing my mother.
Yeah. How often do you see her?
Not that often.
Not that often. Why not?
Mostly I'll be at home and doing other things.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
Mostly I'll be at home and doing other things.
Well, is it that she doesn't ask to see you more often, or you're not particularly interested in seeing her more often?
She don't ask to see me more often.
I see. So you would see her more often if she invited you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you feel comfortable with that? His visits with
Yeah,
her?
yeah. Like I say, I just, I'm trying to, raise him at a level, whereas I can't, be with his mother. But I have no animosity in my heart for her. Like I say, I just hate for her to, notify us, and she like to see him, and the promises that she make, it's a big letdown toward him.
Sure is.
When you promise a child a new pair of shoes, the kid don't think of nothing else but the new pair of shoes. And so I kind of, I go along with what I can. And as far as we working, trying to get a better understanding, as far as her making direct contact through my family, through my household, we yet have to cross that bridge.
What do you think about Earl's not seeing his father?
Well, I really feel that the understanding that him and his mother had worked out, as far as him seeing her, because there were some bad times in there, whereas his mother was badly treated, and I think that had a lot to do with whether the appearance would be made once again in their life. As far as the time when he was involved with her, the time wasn't spent as far as being with him, showing no concerns about him, more or less just time being with her. I don't think that if it was up to me.
You say he was never much of a father.
Right. And I don't think that right now that Earl really understands the fact that, the reason why he's not actually seeing his father. I think he's more confused, and I don't think that this is a good time to start discussing this with him, because he's not yet understanding, the fact of it, that his father, what took place and what transcribed at that time.
When do you think, when would you have that discussion?
I would figure maybe a couple more years, really, because he's 10 now, and he's not understanding fully, what the type of situations that his mother had.
Do you two talk about this? Has this been an issue of discussion for the
We've
family?
talked about it. Earl's father stays incarcerated quite often. In and out thing.
For what?
I don't know, but when I knew, it would be for robbery or stealing or something, like
Fairly
that.
serious stuff then.
Yeah.
Talking about.
But it was, on and off and on and off, and he's not a stable person, so to speak, that would maybe like have his own place and keep a job. And
No, Rosalind, I do understand
Yeah.
you. No, the reason I'm asking you the question, okay, is that it's a complicated situation.
yeah, it is.
And for both kids. Okay? And a parent is a parent. Okay, but then it gets very complicated if the parent's not reliable, or the parent is not really part of the picture, and you can't trust the parent, but still a parent. It's not a simple matter.
That's right.
It's not.
And and the responsibility is pretty heavy on the two of you to make some decisions about how you're going to help your kids deal with that.
And I'll also say voluntarily that I maternally didn't have. We call him Dude. It's his
Dude.
nickname. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And he had that name before I came about.
All
And
right.
that's what we call him at home. And I've gotten attached to him just as if I had him.
All right.
I have. I treat him like I treat him.
Okay.
And
I can see that.
yeah,
All right.
and I don't like. See, I've been a child before. We've all in here been a child before, and children are just little people. They have feelings. They got a heart. They got, you know,
Let
and
me ask you something about you,
yeah.
because you got me curious about you as you were just talking now. You have brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
At this point, Harry explores the relationship of the parents with their respective families. He finds that Rosalind had one sister and two brothers. She has good feelings about her parents and her siblings, and she believes they all respect her. At the same time, she is not particularly close to her family of origin and does not see them that often. Father had 5 sisters and 5 brothers. 2 of the brothers are deceased, one from a heart attack at age 31 and one from a drug overdose. A third brother was seriously injured in a shooting fracas that resulted in the amputation of his legs. These suggestions of violence, however, are not characteristic of this family. Carl's parents are steadily employed. His father is a steel worker and his mother a laundry worker. Carl remains very close to his parents and to his other brothers and sisters.
Sure.
You know,
Do you worry about these two guys?
all the time, especially in the schools that they in, is so much corruption.
Do you worry about Carl?
Very much. He's at a stage.
Has he given you any reasons to worry?
Well, as far as protection for himself, yeah, I worry about that.
What do you mean?
He was born with a club hand,
Yeah, I noticed
and that kind of bothers him sometimes to make him feel that it's not as great as the next person.
Right.
But I've always told him that, you know, he's no different from everybody else. I say you can do anything you want to do. You can be what you want to be. And sometimes kids have a tendency to pick on him
They can be cruel.
about that. And, you know, he's standing up for himself right now pretty well. I instruct him how to protect himself. I
was going to ask you that because, you know, when you have a handicap of some kind, it's usually helps to get a special skill.
Yeah.
You know, to really get interested in something and to get very good at it. Whatever, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Could be checkers, it could be weightlifting. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter what it is, but to have something special that's yours.
They both of them, they really like their wrestling. That's their thing. And I believe if they had a chance to put on some gloves to get in a ring, I think they would prefer to go to wrestling than they would that. But that's his defense. That's his logic as far as his defense for himself. He believes a wrestling hold can prevent, you know, further problems that he would probably have.
Is he having any problems in school?
Yeah, he sometimes, well, matter of fact, last year he was having big problems in classes. And I think it wasn't as far as him not knowing how to do it, it's just that he didn't want to do it, you know.
And this year?
Well, this year he's starting out on the right track. He had to go to summer school in order to be promoted to the next grade. He had to pass a series of tests during summer school, which...
Are you in the same school that you were in last year, Carl? What's your name?
Carl?
They don't call you Carl. They call you something else.
Dude.
Dude. Okay, dude. Are you in the same school you were in last year, dude?
Yes.
Yeah. Your dad says you're starting off better this year. You have any problems this year? Anything you're worried about in school?
Oh, I had one paper that I had to bring home from my teacher.
All right. Is this news to your folks?
Huh?
Is this news to your folks?
Uh-uh.
No?
But to him, because he don't be home.
What are you laughing about?
Carl was like this.
Well, his face. My
Oh,
mother's
yeah.
face when he said, well, I had this paper to bring home.
Oh,
He
okay,
did.
all right. That's what I figured you were laughing about. Okay. Does that club hand really bother you a lot, dude?
Sometimes.
Yeah. there's nothing you can do about it, I suppose, to fix it. I was asking your father whether there was anything that you were particularly interested in, any particular sports or...
Well, I got a lot of sports.
What are you most interested in? I'm just curious.
See.
What do you like most to do?
You know, I like drawing. And lift some weights and do like that.
Do you draw?
Uh-huh.
Do you have some ability?
Probably so.
He does.
He does.
Yeah. He does. He does good. He draws well. Just
See, I don't know if your
fine.
father likes my saying it. I would, but I would love to see you push your father to help you to find one thing that you really like and get a lot of help doing it very, very well. I think we all need that. So if you get anything out of this today, I'd like you to go back home and just nag your father. I don't think it'd be a bad thing, and I think your father cares enough about you that he would like to do what he would do just about anything for you.
Well, he can draw too. He can do something.
Is that right?
Yeah, I did art when I was in high school. I did a lot of two-point perspectives, a lot of still lifes and things. I had a lot of fun, more or less, doing arts. I'm greatly overwhelmed that, you know, that's something that just came natural to him.
You're right now doing a little time for some traffic violations. I gather, huh?
I'm currently incarcerated at MCI, Missouri Correctional Institution. I have 180 days out there for traffic violations.
How did you get yourself incarcerated for a traffic violation? When you
Well-
told me that, I couldn't quite believe it.
You know, that's the system. I was looking at a fine maybe, you know, and probation, driving
Right.
school or something, but the judge and the prosecutor more or less thought that this would be a good thing for me, which I'm not, you know, I'm not mad at anyone.
Yeah.
I broke the law.
What did you do?
Just more or less driving on suspended license, speeding sometimes, and
It was more than one violation?
yeah. No
How many violations?
Well, wow, I had
Well, maybe
this,
we got a
this,
list.
this last charge that I had 7 tickets. You know,
How come,
ranging from no city sticker.
Right. Carl, how come?
Well,
I mean, you don't strike me as a bad guy, so I'm trying to figure out why you get yourself into trouble like that.
the speeding and things of that nature, more or less be going to work. You know, I was catching the bus, and I knew I didn't have, you know, the tags on my truck. And if I would miss the bus and run late, you know, then I would, you know, take my chance. And I said, well, you know, Lord, you know, if you just let me make it to work today, I won't worry about it tomorrow. And I just, you know, and I
The
continued.
Lord said no, right?
That's right, you know. and I continued, you know, and that's and that was the reason, you know, I actually believe that, you know, that's a punishment that I'm getting. Not only did I break God's law, but I broke man's law, and I stressed that to my boys that, you know, that's the reason why I'm here, because I broke the law.
Is that going to change you?
Yeah, it done changed me. It changed me the first 2 days after I was there.
What do you do when you're not at jail? To make
I
a living?
work and...
What kind of work do you do?
I work at Truman Medical Center in the OR and operating room. I prepare the rooms for them before surgery.
I see. Okay, let me ask. Rosalind, do you work?
Yes.
Yeah. You're a secretary, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
Well, in this particular position, I've been there, in that position, I've been there 9 months.
And previously, were you also a secretary?
Well, I was a clerk, you know, for
So
5 years in that same building.
Okay, so
Okay.
you're moving up.
You may say that.
Is it?
Yeah.
It sounds like a promotion.
I'm doing what I like to do.
Because I was told that you've been causing a little hell at home or someplace. I don't know. Maybe you could tell me what it is that your folks are worried about when it comes to you.
Me taking things when I'm not supposed to.
Well, tell me a little more, because I don't know what that means. Whether you're going to
Take-
banks and you're holding up banks. And, what are you taking? Who are you taking it from?
People.
Oh, okay, we got that much. Okay. George Bush. Who are you taking it from?
I took one from my mother.
What'd you take?
A little change.
Okay, tell me some more. Confession time. Tell me some more.
I remember that one. I don't remember the other one, but I know I remember that one.
Well,
'cause
maybe
that
you can
wasn't
get
too
some
long
help.
ago.
Maybe a few other people have a better memory than you have. Want some help?
No.
You don't want it from Dude anyway, do you? How about some help from your mother or from your stepdad?
No.
Well, then let's have you come up with a better memory than the one you just gave us.
I remember over his grandmother's.
Yeah. What happened at his grandmother's?
I took some change from there too.
From whom? Whose change?
I don't know all that, but I know I took some.
Okay, give me another one. One more. No. So you've taken from your mother, you've taken from his grandparents. So you've only taken from the family?
Yeah, store, and I got caught.
Oh, store. That's what I was looking for. Something outside the farm. Okay, what did you take at the store?
Candy.
Mm-hmm.
I got caught, and I regretted that day for the rest of my life.
That sounds like a good line for a movie, Earl. Okay. What else are you in here for?
That's it.
That's it? No other problems? Rosalind? You don't have any other worries about Earl other than he took some candy and some money?
Well, sometime after he is caught and the evidence is there, he'll sometime try to cover it up, which I guess is a natural thing for a person to do, maybe, you know. And that's irritating. That's very irritating. You know, if you goods there and, you know, hey, you did it, and you're saying, I didn't do it, they did it, and it's nobody over there. If you get my point, then
I get your point.
That's irritating. It's irritating to me, because I think in a household everybody should be able to kind
There's
of
one other
trust
thing I
everybody.
want to ask you about. I just remembered. I'd forgotten. They told me before you came in that you were a Jehovah's Witness.
Yes.
Okay. Are you also, Carl?
No.
You're not. How come she is and you're not?
Well, that's the religion that she chose. I don't
You have
think
another religion?
Yeah, I'm a Baptist.
Are you active?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
While I'm incarcerated, they have several studies out there, Bible studies and things that we go to, and I go to some of them and participate when I'm not at work. And it's basically only on Saturdays that I can go because I work Monday
Okay,
through
so
Friday.
you're both into your own religion.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not just Rosalind, because that's the impression that I had. It was just Rosalind. What do you do with these guys when it comes to, you know, you have a household with two churches?
Well, before I was incarcerated, me and my son here, we went to my church. Sometimes he would want to go with them, and I would, you know, oppose it. Sometimes that, you know, he would.
You would oppose it, you said?
Yeah, I wouldn't want him to go because I think it's confusing for him.
Okay.
Now that I'm incarcerated, he goes all the time with her, you know.
No, you go because you want to go, or do you go because Rosa wants you to go?
I go because I want to go.
Okay. All right. And you look at your father like what? What does that look mean?
Mm-hmm. And you don't want me to go.
Oh, I see. Well, when your dad comes back out, which church you going to attend? Haven't you worked that one out yet? Earl?
Huh?
Do you go to your mom's church?
Yep.
You want to go?
Yep.
Oh, that's not what they told me. They told me you didn't want to go. Maybe they gave me the wrong.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I don't want to go.
Right. But sometimes
That's
you
what
do
they
want to go.
told you.
Excuse me?
That's what they told you.
They told me that. That's right. That was the gossip. That's the word. Said Earl doesn't like to go to his mom's church. He wants to go?
Sometimes he doesn't.
Okay, but sometimes he does.
Yeah, and that's natural.
Okay. You guys are so different. Your personalities, you two. You know. Just feeling this. It feels like two different households. Like they come from two different countries almost. You know, their personalities are very, very different. And the two of you are very much the same, but you're also very different, and you're also both very strong. Right? You both have your own personalities and your own ways of doing things.
That's right.
Yeah, I could feel that from you too. Because I'm listening to them, I'm thinking, there are a lot of things here that they could fight about. How do they solve these things? Maybe they don't talk about them in order to avoid a fight, but there's some real differences between you two. And see, dude was the one that kind of caught my interest just then, because I'm watching the way he reacts to, well, Dad wants me to go to his church and Mom wants me to go to her church, and he's uncomfortable about being in that place. But I don't know whether you two make it easy for him to figure out what to do. You, the adults, whether you two sit down and say, look, how are we going to handle this thing? Or whether he has to say, well, I better figure this out myself, because then I'm going to work it out between them.
Well, since Carl is incarcerated, I'm very active as one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Right.
And especially like on Monday and Wednesday evenings, like I'm going maybe an hour to the hall. Well, seeing how I go, on those given days, he's at home by himself, and I don't like that. Right. And he feels left out. But I never, ever tell him, you better get ready. You have to go with us. You better study. And he goes.
The impression he gives is that he likes to go with you, but that's not the issue.
Yeah,
that's not the issue.
It's not. I understand
the issue
what you're
is
saying.
You two. I'm curious about how you two work these things
you
out.
Said that because I never, ever make him do
he looks
anything.
very relaxed with. He looks very relaxed with you. He looks very relaxed with you. But I'm thinking, these two people go to the same church, and if we can keep Carl incarcerated, that'll be solved, because then he won't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
but I don't know that you want to work that arrangement, keep that arrangement.
When he comes back out, then what I do is I did before he went in. I don't do anything. I just let it flow.
But don't you two talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's comfortable with me at times there at my church. Well, my church offers those too, but it's not a lot of time that I'm able, to allow him to go.
Right.
I think he's more comfortable there than he is at my church.
Mm-hmm.
I've given it a lot of thought since I've been out there. I think I just have to, let him choose, because forcing him will only make him reject it, and I don't want to do that.
No, that's sensible. But See, you two of you are very sensible people, but I'm just still trying to figure out how do you two talk? How do you two work this thing out between you? Because what I'm feeling from you two is that you each figure out how am I going to solve it, but you don't really sit down face to face and say, well, let's work this thing out.
Well,
A lot of time we have our little differences about it, and I may shut up for a week. I may not say anything. You know,
See, that I can believe.
You know, I may come in the house, I may go to work, come home, and you know, she's doing the job as a wife, as my wife and the boys' mothers, as my friend also, and you know, she offers me dinner. You hungry? I fix this, and I say nothing. I just go ahead, you know, and maybe 15 minutes after she come out of the kitchen, I go in there and fix me something to eat, and it irritates her. And it's not a thing whereas I will be doing it to irritate her. You know, leave me alone when I'm upset. You know, just leave me alone. You know, I have something on my mind. I take my own time to work it out. Even though I know 2 and 2 is 4, let me be comfortable before I say 4 is the answer. You know, don't press me. You know, but that's basically how we work things out. Now since I've been incarcerated, we tend to talk a little more now. You know, every little chance I get, I call, you know, and talk to her. And, you know, sometimes, you know, she get on my nerves, she be in the wrong tone of voice, and then I find the shoe on the other foot. Whereas I wasn't accepting, you know, what she would try to tell me and be nice. And now she's not accepting when I'm trying to be nice, you know, and, you know, well, I'll see you. I hang up the phone. You know, 2-3 days go by, you know, I think about it, you know, I go back and I say, see, I sure wish I was home, you know, and the fact that I appreciate them more now. But, you know, I think that we will work a lot of things out that they're kind of rough right now.
Okay, let me ask you something else then. What about how involved do you get with Earl, with the kinds of stuff, that kind of trouble he gets into?
Well, you know, I try to sit down and talk to him and ask him, you know, why, you know, why did you do this?
Yeah.
He would more or less be in a frame of mind that, you know, he's not sure, you know, why he did it.
Well, how much? See, as I see, Earl, you're pretty close to your mom, but I don't know how close you are to your stepdad. I don't know how much of an influence he is on you. I don't even know if you understand my question. Carl, you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm waiting on the answer.
Okay, well, I don't know if he's going to answer. Maybe you could.
don't know.
Maybe you could help him with that.
How close are me and you?
We ain't that close, like, but we close though. We ain't like Three Musketeers. We ain't like this, but we close.
I understand that. You know, I do.
This man does not have a problem with words. He's the artist and he's the writer or the orator. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You know, I'm glad that, you know, he accept me more or less as a friend before I can become the stepfather to him. And he obeys me. He knows my position there. And you know, he won't step out of line as far as, you know, if they know that I would get them directly. Whereas a lot of times moms take care of them, you know, when they do a lot of things. I will make them and stop from punishing them to whoop them a lot of times. I'll make them write, you know, get a pencil and write me, I will not do this, you know, 500-600 times, you know, where their little thumbs and hands be numb. That's my way of punishing them, you know. Sometimes I would restrict them from TV, no activities outside, and, you know, and I don't want him to believe that a lot of times when I whoop him, it's because I am not his father. You know, I don't want him to believe that I do things because I'm not his, you know, or doing things to him because of him not being my son. For a while, I believed that he was believing that.
Really? Is that true, Earl? You know what I was talking about, right? Wait to ask him. I wanna, that's a good question.
Like a lot of times you think that I will whoop you because, you know, and I will punish you because you're not my son, you know, by birth, by blood. You know, by you being son of your fathers. I don't think you accepted that as far as when you did wrong. I will whoop you because of that.
Do you understand what is going on? Then why don't you tell them so we won't sit here and look crazy? Just tell them. Say you don't understand the question, or is it a question, or just tell them, because you gonna talk, I know.
You mean you don't whoop me for the fact that I am your son, you ain't my father?
He wants to know,
He
wants to know, did you, what Carl is saying is that a while back, he thinks that when he would give you a whooping or punish you, that you would feel that he was just doing it not because you did wrong, but just the strength that he could do it and he wasn't your father.
You mean like he treat him good and treat me bad?
Basically, yeah.
You say that?
No. Because he get in trouble too if we both do wrong. Just like you said, since he's the oldest, I'm the youngest, we both get in trouble.
He has a pretty good image of you. Let me ask you this other question, though, following from all the other questions. How much talking do you two do together about how to handle this guy?
Not much, because when I'm around, they, you know, I don't have to,
Right.
you know, do a lot of things as far as a punishment to him. Right now is the ball's in her hand, and I expect her when she can't handle him, you know, to let me know. I'll bring him out on my job.
How much? That's really part of my question. Is how much, Rosalind, do you let him know you need his help with Earl?
Not a whole lot. Now, just like today, if he's there, I will use him. Carl, will you please tell them to, because they, kids, and I tell him that, even with my daughter obeys, but it's something about that father image that he can just come through and say, sit down. They gonna sit down. Now I can come through and I got to do a little of this and say, sit down. And then they'll finally send to them. Then I'll have to raise my voice. He said, well, what are you raising your voice for? And I've tried to explain to him that his influence, when he walks in the door, and I'm serious, he can walk in the house and his attitude can run that house together. It can tear it apart. And he can come in and he can tell them what to do, and they will get with it. And, you know, I got to...
Okay, but that's really my question.
And I will get with them, though. I will get with them, and I do all that I can, and I don't play with them.
I know you do. I know. You don't have to convince me of that. I mean, that's obvious. That you're a conscientious person, that you're really on top of things, that's obvious. Okay. Question is, how much do you talk with Carl about the problems you have with Earl? How much do you use him, even when he's not there?
When it comes, okay. You're right, that is what you said, and I went off, and I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. The longer that we get into our relationship, a lot of times I don't, because of us having different point of views a lot of times on things. Now, with him, to me, it's a serious thing for your child in your house to take a quarter, okay? That's a serious thing. Well, Carl might feel, well, they kids, you see, but to me, if you taking a quarter from me and I'm been given to you.
Is that true?
You see.
You don't think that's a big deal?
Or if he lies behind it after he get caught, and you know you do this 2 and 3 and 4 times. To
Okay.
me, it's something that you need to
Okay,
work
but you're
with.
saying then that Carl doesn't take it as seriously as you do.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Is
saying.
that true?
Well, sometimes you know, I would look at the situation as far as, you know, I used to give him allowance when I was, you know, out, and you know that's not every week that I can do that now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will keep him out of that thought as far as, you know, to taking things. I would leave money laying around, you know, so that they can see it, you know, and see how long they can walk past it. Earl will grab some and put it in his pocket, but he will only do it just to see, you know, if anybody say anything about it, if anybody miss or something. I haven't really caught him, you know, taking nothing.
Well, they caught him in the store.
You know, yeah, I missed that one. That was new to me.
Okay, but that says something.
Yeah, and I believe that, you know, you can do whatever you can to stop him, to try to stop him. And, you know, that's the reason why I stress the point now about me doing wrong and about me being locked up now, because I did wrong, not because I took something. And I basically let them know that when you do take something, this is where you can end up at. And sometimes you can just get too upset, you know, too mad to the point where, you know, you just need to back off. And a lot of times when Earl would take things, I would do that. You know, I would get mad basically because she would tell me, you know, that, you know, he took it. I'm like, you know, I'm at work, I come home and you tell me that, you know, he taking it. Well, you should have did something about it. Then when I sit down and ask Earl about it, you know, he tell me stories, and then he want to lie to me. And like I said, I want to keep that image to him that, you know, I don't punish you because you're not my son. I punish you because I love you, and I think that what you're doing is wrong.
I think you're in good shape with this guy. I don't think you have to worry about that. Yeah. And I'll tell you, from where I'm sitting, the biggest work that has to be done here is between you two. Not that you don't love each other. You do love each other, and you're both very dedicated and committed people. Okay. But I don't think you two talk enough.
Yeah,
I think you two have a little trouble working things out.
we do.
You know.
We do.
And when you have two people who are as strong as you two are, you've got to work it out. Because if not, you create two worlds in your household. It's not good enough to have a good father and a good mother if they're not
That's right.
a set of parents. You know, and it's not going to be easy for you two because you're both stubborn, you know, you both have your own way of doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. But, you know, I'm just thinking, though, it may be hard. But just think of what kind of a power you two will be the day you're able to really get together.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, as difficult as it is now to get together, it'll be that much better. You'll be that much better parents than other parents will be if you can work it out. I think you'll be very effective with these two guys. And I think these two guys are going to need a strong set of parents. Both of them. They're going to need a little pushing, a little control. They're each going to have their problems. I can just feel that from them both. And they're going to need some help. And they're not going to be easy. Each one of them are going to give you trouble for different reasons. See, and you two being different, you're each going to bring in something special into being parents. Because, I mean, can you imagine how awful it would be if you were like he, and they would have a mother that's as tough as this guy is? It'd be awful. You don't want a mother with his character. You want a mother with your character. Because you're tough, but you're also very soft. Okay? And you want that. But imagine what it would be if you were as soft as she is.
Man.
Oh, okay, it wouldn't be good.
No.
No.
But the combination. But you two don't make the combination if you don't talk more.
I basically believe that is a big factor in our household. that we do not, you know, talk as much as we should. You know, like I say, I get upset and I'm quiet. Leave me alone for a week. And you know, that's something I'm working on, that I have to work on.
I'd like to see you work on it, Carl, with Ross.
You know, because I need.
See, I don't know what her problems are. You've confessed this one, right? You're in this confessing mode today, and that's fine. You know. But you know, I'm sure she has her problems and her hang-ups. We all do, okay? And I'd love to see the two of you work on these things together. You know, now, you know, my understanding is that you had these 4 sessions, that you had these 4 counseling sessions, you know. You're going to continue with somebody else, are you? I don't know what the arrangement is. You're going to see somebody else for counseling after this?
Well, we haven't had any counseling.
Because I was going to suggest, and I know you had it for
Yeah, Earl is the one that's been having it.
Because my suggestion to you two is that you do get some counseling for how to manage both these kids. I don't want Earl to get all the goodies here.
Yeah, because that's what's going on.
Okay,
That's
right. I'd like them both to get all the goodies.
Mhm.
And they're going to get the goodies by the two of you sitting down together and saying, we want to be better parents to both these kids. And we can't wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow there are going to be
too
more
late.
problems.
That's right.
That's my recommendation.
Sounds great.
We conclude with brief excerpts from a discussion between Harry Aponte and Dr. Ramon Corrales about the content of this interview.
Harry, I enjoyed watching you, and I had a feeling that you were enjoying it, that you
Oh, yeah.
enjoyed your experience with the family. Is that correct?
I did. At the beginning, I felt outside of them. I felt outside of their world. And, I don't know. It must have been perhaps 10 minutes into the session. I was feeling like we were talking across Grand Canyon, really. And so at that moment, I decided that this thing is not going to work for anybody unless I can feel part of them and they can feel part of me. Because I knew that they felt strange with me. And I felt this cultural gap, really, between us, like, you know, their world, my world. And so I made the decision. I have to feel these people. I have to feel close to them. I have to become part of them, and I want them to take me in. That's when it began to change.
Yeah. I liked very much from the standpoint of intervention how, in my eyes, beautifully you focused with a lot of intensity the one piece that they need to work on, and that is talking to each other. Because Lord knows there are 2,000 things you could have done here. But as a therapist or as a consultant, especially in this case, you chose to really focus your main work with them around highlighting that. And on the basis of their response, they really took that from you beautifully with their nonverbals and their verbal responses. Any further thoughts, Harry, about whoever the therapist is from here on, in addition to what you've already said? What other kinds of things should they concentrate on?
I mean, the first thing is they're going to have to join with these people in a very real way, or it won't work. Okay. After the session, I was talking to Rosalind for a moment alone, and she was just in shock about how much Carl spoke, her husband.
Is that right?
She says he doesn't believe in this kind of thing. I didn't think I have never been able to get him involved in this kind of thing. I didn't think he would talk. And she was just amazed. But the next therapist is going to have to win his confidence.
Really understand him inside, right?
Connect with him.
Yeah.
Okay. Connect with both these people. Because they're both strong, and just like they can fight each other, they'll fight the therapist. Okay, that's the first thing. I mean, clearly getting these two people to learn to talk, learn to work with each other, learn to negotiate. And we're talking about, this isn't just a little superficial kind of niceties about negotiating. We're talking about people sharing their lives, sharing control over their lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Including looking at the real differences.
That's right. Somebody's going to have to be able to deal with these issues of power and control. You cannot have just a polite therapist who suggests little phrases. As they get that working, whoever it is then will need to understand both these boys better than I got to understand them here. Here, I was dealing with what I thought was the superstructure that had to be addressed, but one will need to go a lot further with Earl and a lot further with Carl Jr. because there's a lot going on with them. Okay. And I would not want a therapist to see this family, get these two parents working better together, and then assume everything else is going to be okay with these kids. There's more work to be done. And so that the work with the parents about getting them to talk to each other, to share control, has to do with their relationship, but it'll also have to do with how they share it around the kids. And that'll be a nice focus for them. It's a face-saving focus. It doesn't make them feel like failures. It gives them a positive goal, something to go after. These people need to see themselves going after something positive. These are not people who will do well if one starts to point out these are your failures. You can point out the failures only in light of these are the positive goals. Then they'll accept the criticism.
Yes. Maybe one final thing. There are a lot of things we can focus on. How about a note on the cultural, subcultural elements here? The fact that they're black, the fact that they come from certain backgrounds. Was that very much in your awareness, or should that be much in the awareness of the next therapist?
Well, it would need to be in the awareness. I mean, you could feel it. You could feel the space there. At least I certainly felt it. And it's not as if this is something I'm unfamiliar with. I mean, I the first part of my childhood, I grew up in Black Harlem. We were the only Hispanic family, and the only people I dealt with that I grew up with were black kids in Harlem, in New York. Okay, so this wasn't foreign to me, right? But it's foreign today. Okay, so it's the distance from my own childhood. Okay, and they felt it. I felt it. So, I mean, I was as strange to them as they were to me in a certain sense, although we weren't, at root, we weren't strange to each other. But the other interesting thing is the difference between them in culture. I mean, her being Jehovah's Witness and his being Baptist, it might as well have been Muslims and Jews. I mean, there was you could feel between them, well, we have different values, we come from a different place. Okay, even though they were both very religious people. Right? He has a family. He has parents. He has brothers and sisters. You could just feel, I mean, this was the real traditional family. And we're too much involved with each other, he talks about. Okay? She didn't have a family.
Yeah.
Okay? So there was another huge difference between them in terms of family orientation. So there were big cultural life experience gaps there between me and them and between them, and all of which one has to work with. And can't just slide over and say, oh, this is a black family, so therefore their experience is one. Their experience of these two parents was not one. They were very different experiences.
Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.